Yeah.
You ever
Uh-oh.
looked inside?
This-
You ever looked inside the water tank of a coffee machine?
No.
Oh my gosh, they're disgusting.
Says, here we go. Had a little error on that with StreamYard, but it says we're going. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Together we're Backyard Musings, broadcasting live, Apple Valley, California.
The Science and Technology Channel.
Okay, this is a weird subject for me. Coffee from workplace machines might be raising your cholesterol more than you know. Scott, you had some comments before the segment about workplace coffee.
Well, I don't know about cholesterol, but I'm telling you, if you've ever looked inside of a tank, a water tank, uh, where the water is heated up before it goes through the process of going through the filtered coffee, to make the coffee. Uh, I don't think you'd ever drink coffee out of that machine again. They are
Is it
disgusting.
disgusting?
It is disgusting. So,
So, folks, do us a favor when you go into work, whenever you go into work next time, take a look at that coffee reservoir where the water goes and tell us what you think. We want to
yeah,
know.
yeah. It's like if you all remember back when it was popular back in the 60s and 70s, shake and bake chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? And
Oh, yeah.
but you never wanted to look on the bottom. You never wanted to look on the bottom of that chicken. It came off the pan. The chicken was good, but if you looked on the bottom, that would make you not want to eat shake and bake chicken. So anyway, go
A
ahead.
new Swedish study reveals that many common office coffee machines fail to filter out cholesterol elevating compounds found in coffee, sometimes leaving behind even more than espresso or French press. Depending on the machine and brewing method, the amount of harmful diterpenes like cafestol and kahweol can vary widely, and frequent coffee drinkers may be unknowingly boosting their LDL cholesterol levels. Would you like to know more?
I would like to know what French press means, but we don't have to get into that right now. I've never heard of that before. Not that I'm a coffee connoisseur, but a new study led by researchers at the Uppsala University in collaboration with Chalmers University of Technology has found that some workplace coffee machines produce coffee with significantly higher levels of cholesterol raising compounds. The findings are published in the journal Nutrition, Metabolism, and Cardiovascular Diseases.
Quote, considering how much coffee is consumed in Swedish workplaces, we wanted to get a picture of the content of cholesterol elevating substances in coffee from these types of machines. We studied 14 coffee machines and could see that the levels of these substances are much higher in coffee from these machines than from regular drip filter coffee makers, says David Igman, researcher at Uppsala University who led the study.
Quote, for this, we infer that the filtering process is crucial for the presence of these cholesterol elevating substances in coffee. Obviously, not all coffee machines manage to filter them out, but the problem varies between the different types of coffee machines, and the concentrations also showed large variations over time. Igman continued. Unquote.
So not all coffee machines are alike.
Okay, so I'm kind of familiar. A friend of mine has a Keurig machine, and I will occasionally make coffee for this person through that machine. Very simple. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's like a little tiny cup of the
Yeah,
coffee
I know
granular.
Keurigs.
Yeah. So there's no filter. Just you fill up a tank of water, um, and it just spits enough through for a cup of coffee or iced coffee or whatever. So,
Unfiltered.
is it really? Is that what they consider unfiltered? Really?
Well, there's you're not putting any filter in there. You're not putting a little paper filter.
That's very true. That's very true. So yeah, it's just water going through the granulars. Hole in the bottom of the cup, hole in the top of the cup. So interesting.
So
All right.
we brew cacao beans, ground up cacao beans that are caffeine free. I wonder if there's a problem with cholesterol in those. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Okay. And what do you
It,
what do you get out of that?
It tastes good, and you get the sensation of raising the coffee, the cacao cup, and drinking. So that's all I get out of it. That's it.
You sweeten it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. With Truvia, aspartame,
Gotcha.
and I put half and half in it.
Oh, nice.
I
Okay.
like me some half and half.
All right. Well, then you've been covered in a couple of these segments we've been doing then. So the dairy
Yep.
and the sweetened. Okay.
You go, girl.
Okay.
All right. It's already well known that boiled coffee contains high levels of the cholesterol raising diterpenes cafestol and kahweol. That's spelled Kahweol. Kahweol. A fact acknowledged in the latest Nordic nutrition guidelines, which recommended limiting boiled coffee. In contrast, drip filter coffee makers that use paper filters are highly effective at removing these substances.
Okay. So again, French press, I don't know anything about. I've never heard of boiled coffee. Percolated, instant coffee, but I've never heard of boiled coffee. So I
Well,
don't know.
we use a press in this cacao. We got a carafe, and we put the grounds in there, and we boil up the water and put it in, and then we've got this little thing plunger that we push down. That's the press that presses all the beans, the grounds down, and leaves the liquid on top. So that's probably the French press.
Okay. How well conventional coffee machines, which are found in public environments such as workplaces, filter out these substances had not been investigated up until now. In the study, the researchers studied 14 coffee machines in break rooms at different workplaces. That doesn't seem like a whole lot, but maybe they didn't need to do that because all these coffee machines are disgusting. The coffee was used. The coffee used was 5 regular brands of ground coffee, which we don't know what brands they were. They took samples from the coffee by the machines on a number of separate occasions and analyzed the contents. There was a big difference between the machines in terms of the levels of cafestol, and kahweol in the coffee they made, but the levels could also differ at different times. So,
The most common type of coffee machine in the study, called a brewing machine, is one that produced coffee with the highest concentrations of diterpenes. In comparative analysis, the researchers investigated percolator coffee, espresso, French press coffee, and boiled coffee poured through a fabric filter. The boiled coffee contained the highest levels of diterpenes per cup. Some espresso samples also contain high levels, but there was great variation.
okay, another quote. Most of the coffee samples contain levels that could feasibly affect the levels of LDL cholesterol, which is the lousy cholesterol, right?
Yeah.
Uh, of people who drank the coffee, as well as their future risk of cardiovascular disease. For people who drink a lot of coffee every day, it's clear that drip filter coffee or other well-filtered coffee is preferable. To determine the precise effects on LDL cholesterol levels, we would need to conduct a controlled study of subjects who would drink the coffee, says David Ingman.
2 samples were taken from each machine every 2 to 3 weeks. The coffee varieties included medium roast and dark roast of 5 common brands of ground coffee. Most of the machines use ground coffee. 1 or 2 grind the beans in the machine, but the researchers don't think that would have any effect on the levels of diterpenes.
We tested 14 machines, including 11 brewing machines and 3 liquid model machines, which is a lower levels mixed from a coffee concentrate. For comparison, the same analysis was carried out with some other coffee making methods, such as percolator, French press, boiled coffee, and boiled coffee poured through a fabric filter. In addition, 4 espresso samples were collected in Gothenburg. Not exactly sure where that is.
That's where Batman lives, Gotham City.
Yeah.
Okay. All the coffee samples were analyzed at Chalmers University of Technology. The samples were collected by medical student Eric Aurier during spring 2024. So there's the background on how they did it. I wasn't aware that Batman drank coffee, but I guess there you have it. He does.
It's probably one of the number one consumed drinks in the world, I would bet. It's kind of like soccer. Everybody does it. So,
Yeah, that and tea. Yeah.
yeah. Yep. Oh, well, good subject.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. Have a good one. Take care, everyone. Thanks.
See ya.